I show 10 o'clock. This is the Gilliam County Court meeting. We're in Arlington today. It is August 19th. We do have a quorum. All commissioners are present. And the meeting has been called to order, and we'll now have the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome. All right, first order of business, we do need to revise the agenda. As long as the commissioners concur, we have a land use planning matter that we need to add, which we will add as item under new business 7.6. And the planning director will be addressing us at that time. Anything else to add?
No.
You concur with that addition?
Yes.
All right. All right, 3.0. We will open a public hearing on the Economic Enhancement Ordinance, Ordinance number 2026-02. The public hearing on Ordinance 2026-02 Economic Enhancement Fund is called to order. The county court would like to hear from the public on this issue during the hearing. The public hearing is your opportunity to comment on the proposal before the county court makes a decision. We want to hear what you have to say, and we want you to give us your point of view. If you wish to comment on the hearing item, you will have an opportunity to do so. All persons commenting must be recognized by the judge. Please speak clearly and slowly and state your name and address for the record. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes. At this time, I will ask members of the county court, are there any conflicts of interest? No? Okay. Does any member of the audience wish to challenge the ability of any member of the court to hear the matter? No conflicts of interest. We do not have a staff report, but online and in the meeting packet, we included the ordinance itself as proposed. We will now begin with public testimony. I will now invite all those signed up to provide comment on this matter to come forward at this time. Is anyone signed up in person?
And no.
Is there anyone online who would like to comment? We'll wait a few moments. Okay, just want to make sure. All right. We will now close the public hearing. The public hearing on Ordinance 2026-02 Economic Enhancement Fund is now closed to additional comment. The county court will now deliberate. Is there anything you would like to deliberate upon regarding the ordinance?
I don't have anything.
Okay. I do think that we tried hard to work through it, work sessions, lots of ample opportunity for public comment.
I think it's fair.
Okay, thank you. I think it's balanced as well. All right, do we have a motion for the second reading of the ordinance by title?
So it's this first one right here.
All right. I move to have the second reading of ordinance number 2026-02 by title only.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. And we need a motion to adopt the ordinance.
Okay, I move.
You have to read the ordinance by title only.
Excuse me. The ordinance by title only, ordinance number 2026-02 in the matter of Gilliam County Economic Enhancement Fund. Thank you.
Okay, I move to accept the second reading of ordinance number 2026-02 by title only and to adopt the ordinance.
So move.
Second. Okay, it's been moved. It's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We now have an economic enhancement ordinance in place, been a long process, and I believe it'll be a working ordinance that we can do a lot of good for our economy.
It
Thank
won't
you.
go into effect for 90 days.
Correct.
Yeah.
90 days. Okay, next item on the agenda. Correspondence. Public comment. Individuals wishing to address the county court may do so at this time and at other times throughout the meeting. Speakers asked to raise their hand, be recognized by the chair, give their name and city, and limit their comments to 3 minutes. Is there any public comment in person? Any online? All right. Correspondence 4.1. In your packets, you have a fiscal year 26 special projects grant final report from Condon Early Learning Center. You also have a fiscal year 26 operational support grant final report for the Condon Early Learning Center. And then we do have a presentation under 4.3 Cedar Springs Road relocation update. Andy Lindsey. Come on up. Anderson Perry. Here, there, wherever.
I did make a new update for you guys. Okay. The ones there, if anybody else those. But yeah, just thought I'd kind of walk through the status of things. Sent you a few things last week that are included in the packet. Where I was just sort of an overview of the project area and what all that's gonna entail, our wetland impact areas and our mitigation areas. Included in that packet also was kind of the exhibit for the right-of-way meeting. There are gonna be a couple minor changes to that. We ran into another UP right-of-way thing that was a little bit bigger than what it shows on all the other maps, so we had to shift our road a little bit in that area, but nothing major. So we got that taken care of and should have those descriptions wrapped up pretty soon. So yeah, just kind of going through our work items, the floodplain stuff, our flood risk assessment memo is complete. That's ready to go and that'll get turned in. Will be submitted with our county development permit, which is in process as well. The wetland mitigation areas, current plans of 3.66 acres of impact. So the mitigation plan for that is nearly complete. I think actually it should be on my desk to review when I get back today. So we have three different mitigation kind of three different areas of that. Wetland creation areas, we have 2 sites that will create a little over 2.81 areas of created wetlands. And then there's the 18.6 acres of the existing wetland that will be a preservation site that counts as the mitigation as well. So the preservation piece that will require a deed restriction when that property is transferred. So there'd be a kind of a permanent, can't develop anything in that in the future as a mitigation site. So we'll work with to get the language correct for that. Moving on to the cultural resources, the report on the study is complete. Got that finalized report yesterday. So thank Overly Grant and Dewey. As long as there's no comments there from you guys, we'll get that submitted to SHPO this week, so they can start their review process. There were a couple of identified sites just to be aware of. One in the wetland preservation area, and because we're not working in that area, no adverse impact. So they may recommend some monitoring during construction, within a certain buffer area of that. We'll get to that
What is monitoring? Just careful analysis of what you're.
Yeah, just like have an actual archaeological monitor on site, when you're within like 100 feet of these boundaries.
Okay.
So for the wetland area, I think that buffer area is pretty small. I don't think it's probably more than a day,
Okay,
maybe. And then there's another site on the road alignment just to the east of Berthold Road intersection. And we're in fill there, so if we were excavating there, that would be a concern. But we're building the road up over existing. Again, shouldn't have any adverse impacts other than probably have a monitor there
Yeah.
during that section of work. And again, that shouldn't be more than a day. So,
okay, couple days.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay,
That's what we think is gonna happen.
Right.
Obviously, SHPO gets to comment on this and the tribes will be consulted as well, so
Mhm.
yes. Hopefully that goes smooth. The roadway, kind of 90% design is complete. I've got a set of plans for Dewey to review today. We have a couple of minor, like some signing and striping details I wanted to talk through with Dewey and make sure we get what he wants out there. Again, I just mentioned earlier, we did have to do a slight bit of redesign, kind of in that center section. Fortunately, it was away from all our wetland impact areas, so nothing that there was affected. But yeah, it'll affect just our legal descriptions for that. Those should be wrapped up today, I think, when I get back as well. So I'll be able to get those reviewed and get those over to you probably first of the week at the latest for that. So we can get going on that. Yeah, and that was kind of the next thing, the legal descriptions. I gave you guys that kind of overall exhibit map.
Right.
And again, just a couple of those in the middle are gonna just shift down to the south a little bit. Minor changes to that, and I'll have those things for you. Either end of the week or first of next week. So.
So overall, how's it looking?
I feel comfortable, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Good.
It's a complicated project.
Yeah.
We feel good about it. Yeah, I think we're on track to get everything wrapped up and should be in final review in our office by the end of this week. And we'll have probably some signature pages for you guys next week prior to submitting everything. But I feel like by the end of next week, we'll have everything submitted. So I feel good about that.
I don't know if you were gonna talk about the UP property.
Yeah, not specifically, but I can. Yeah, I mean, I think we didn't dive into the details on that other than it does appear that that's part of Waste Management's property.
Yeah,
So
according to that, they
that's
sold it to
good.
them in
Yeah.
94.
Yeah, so
Just never was recorded.
yeah, never got recorded, I think.
And
Okay.
then if you go to the tax lots online, Gilliam County, it shows, which I'm sure Oregon Waste has this one. But the other one that we were worried about was this where the road was coming in.
Yeah,
And it shows.
yeah, it shows there's a whole strip through there that shows a
It shows
few feet.
both of these.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I can't remember if I emailed Andy, but I emailed Alan Anderson, sent him the thing that I got from the Union Pacific guy, Aaron Galley. He's their property guy. That was the one that Jolie was working with. And he's like, yeah, this was done. So it doesn't sound like pretty much from almost that corner that UP has any of that tract.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like.
Because it's all Waste Management spurred.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, but I was really concerned about getting this taken care of with UP before.
Yeah. Okay, so they
That's-
just need to
That's
record.
very good news.
Yeah.
That'll show up on the title.
Yeah, so I emailed like I say, Alan again about this. He was gonna have their Waste Management dig into that. And then I was waiting to visit with Andy to get back to Mr. Galley with UP.
Mhm.
And I was gonna update Dewey too, but anyway, I don't think that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah,
It's just getting it cleaned up.
Yeah.
And it's we don't have to purchase it.
Right.
yeah,
So
that's good.
yeah. But anyway, that's that
What about-
little piece.
Do we have any timing? Do we have any predicted timeline?
Yeah, so on the permit stuff, I'll give you kind of the permit timeline page here. So the first one we're gonna submit is the land use permit to the county. And again, I think that's all these are sort of in final review this week. And everything, that goes with that. Preliminary plans, they're done. The flood risk assessment memo is done. That right of way exhibit and then legal descriptions, those will be updated and done by the end of this week. So that, kind of we're targeting the end of the month to get everything submitted. No problem meeting that date. Generally talking with Michelle, it sounds like about a 45-day turnaround period for that. So
Okay,
hopefully that should go easy. DSL and two things there, the wetland delineation, the second wetland delineation for that preservation area, that was submitted a couple of weeks ago on the 23rd of July. And actually they have 120 days to review those. Hopefully it will go sooner than that. Then the other part of the DSL is the fill and removal permit for the wetland impacts. And so that's the actual application form, which is quite lengthy. And then our wetland mitigation plan, which just kind of details how we're gonna mitigate for the impacts, including and again, the plans get submitted with that as well. My understanding is that's gonna be on my desk to review this afternoon when I get back. So again, I think no issues getting that wrapped up by the end of the next week to submit it. And that's a 90-day time frame that they have to review. Obviously, they can have comments and sometimes they can go back and forth. But hopefully, we've had some upfront conversations with them
Okay.
already. So they know what's coming and they know what our plan is. So
great,
hopefully that
good,
makes it go a little quicker.
okay.
And then we did touch on the SHPO, the Cultural Resources Survey, that'll get submitted to SHPO today. There's no permit there necessarily. I'm not sure what to talk to the experts, I don't know what the hammer there is. Obviously, there's known sites there now, so they get the opportunity to consult the tribes and comment on whether they agree with the findings of the report or not. So that's typically a 30-day turnaround time as well.
Okay.
So
All right,
and yeah, like I said, that'll get submitted probably tomorrow when I get back in. And there's one other one that we kind of don't have in our scope of work, but we're not sure. We initially didn't think we would need it. It's an erosion control permit from DEQ. It just covers erosion control during construction. It's called 1200C permit. Yeah.
a second, it's okay.
It's my office phone. I don't know why it's ringing here. Sorry. And it won't let me sign it.
Okay, we just want to make sure we can just take a look, let's
Sure.
take a breath and
Yeah.
for a minute. Okay, we're good.
Erosion control permit.
Okay,
Yeah.
erosion
Erosion
control
control, yeah.
permit. Okay.
So
He's not,
typically, if there's potential for runoff into a stream or waters of the state,
right?
Because there's no stream necessarily out there, I don't necessarily think it's needed, but DEQ does get to say whether or not. So we have a email into them asking them to kind of clarify whether that's needed or not.
Wow.
Technically, the wetlands there are considered waters of the state. But again, there's no standing water there while we're gonna be doing construction, so that's kind of our argument. It's like, we don't think it should be necessary, but if it is, we'll have to do that, and that's pretty quick to do. I mean, it'll be fairly simple and straightforward, but
Okay,
that's a quick turnaround time frame. I think those are usually about 30 days.
okay, so really the DSL, the 120 days is our
That's-
office time
yeah.
frame.
Yeah,
And is that just that we just have to exhaust it? There's nothing to fast track that?
Could be hopefully worst case scenario. Time frame.
yeah. I mean, that's worst case scenario.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
we don't have to just wait out that time frame
No.
for,
No, yeah, we've had luck in
Okay.
the past calling and asking
Okay.
to speed things up here and there.
okay,
So we'll
well,
have to see how that goes, yeah.
okay.
Become the squeaky wheel.
Right, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
and I think we do
And-
have the recent fires maybe as an example of that train
yeah,
held up water
right,
and we did lose homes on that road.
Yeah.
I think that's something that we can,
yeah,
it's an emergency services
Mhm.
issue that it would be great if we could
Yeah.
get this going.
yeah, and we're we've spelled that argument out
Okay.
quite frequently throughout the applications, like why is this, the big thing is why is this needed? What alternatives have you looked at?
Okay,
Like, well, there's not really any other alternatives. I mean, there's the side of the hill there.
yeah, right.
The Oregon Trail and all that stuff. And yeah, one of the needs is emergency access. That's the
Mhm.
primary need. That's the primary argument. So,
Okay, all right.
and yeah,
Which I think they've talked about, like even overpasses,
Mhm.
and that's like, that would have to be more than one,
yeah,
so.
yeah.
Can't imagine the permitting and requirements for something like that.
Yeah, that would be,
And be really costly.
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Was there
um,
anything else you wanted to add? I think I might have.
Probably lost my train of thought. Oh, I was just gonna say the squeaky wheel thing, it can help. It's not good coming from
Mhm.
Anderson Perry. That doesn't work.
Yeah.
So,
We've been working on it on our
yeah,
end too.
yep, as the elected
Yes,
officials,
uh-huh.
you guys have a little more
Yeah.
influence in that
Right.
arena than we do as the consultants. They
Mhm.
see our stuff submitted all the time.
Right,
But well, yeah, get in line.
right.
So yeah, that's kind of the nitty gritty. I'm feeling pretty good about our timeline now, and I think we're
Do
closing
you think
in.
we're on the other side of
I think
the,
we're on the other side of
Okay.
the hard stuff.
good,
Yeah, I think, the railroad property is getting that resolved is
Yeah.
still priority with me, and
Yeah,
also getting the legal description to our council to get it
yeah,
drafted up for the landowners.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And, so,
yeah. And like I said, those with that kind of just that recent design change we did, those will change a little bit. But
Okay.
Rick was working on those when I left this morning, so
okay,
he's hoping to have those done. He said either into today or tomorrow morning, and then there'll be a little bit of review, but should have those to you guys at the latest first of the week.
I was hoping we could get the legal taken
Yeah.
care of with the property owners this fall.
Yeah,
early.
yeah, totally.
It's, what was that other Kleinbach property? Oh,
Yeah,
Shed
across
budget
from
there.
the substation. Yeah.
addressing that, just something that got missed in the,
Mhm.
whenever they,
Oh, so they don't actually own that either?
well, I think they do now, but
Okay.
I think he said they were getting it resolved or transferred or something.
It is kind of weird, just that
Yeah,
one little
yeah.
triangle. up.
Say the property taxes were $253 or something a year. But anyway, that was, I don't think I think they'll get it switched to Hose Apple or Waste.
Okay.
I can't remember who's next to it.
Whole apples in that area, yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, but we can get that property thing that I'd like to get that done this fall
Yeah.
also, and then yeah, hopefully we can get some stakes this year.
Wow,
Yeah,
So
yeah,
so it'll be amazing to get it done. I think this has been,
yeah.
the train is only going to get more frequent and
Mhm.
more, so.
yeah, they're
Mhm.
looking to increase their volume.
Yeah,
So
yeah, okay, good.
So,
All right, well, thank you.
yeah.
And did you want to schedule a next time for?
let's see where we're at.
Okay.
I'll visit with Andy. We'll see where we're at in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think if once everything gets submitted, it is sort of
Okay.
just a waiting game.
Yeah.
All right.
For us to do, other
Okay.
than wait for comments back, so.
I think the biggest thing is me getting Dewey to meet and make sure. But we'll
Yeah, and I can
We'll-
come
we'll
back
get-
over in a couple
yeah,
weeks.
we'll-
Do
we'll get together after meeting and
Right.
we'll see if we get over it.
Good.
Sounds great.
Right, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay. 5.0 consent agenda, we have two items, consider approval of July 15th regular meeting and August 5th, 2026 regular meeting minutes. Have you had a chance to review those?
Yeah.
Yes,
I'll move to approve the consent agenda.
I will second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. 6.0 unfinished business, we do not have any on this agenda. 7.0 new business, 7.1 consider approval of grant request for Oregon Department of Veterans Affairs Highly Rural Areas Grant Agreement 2627. We have an agenda briefing in your packet. And this was prepared by Gilliam County Transportation. It summarizes the program, the grant agreement, and the timeline. Are there any questions? Also, on the back page of that is a grant submittal request form that summarizes the same. That shows that it's been approved by the treasurer and the finance director. Are there any questions about this?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay, and do we have a motion?
I'll move to approve the 2026-27 HRTG grant agreement as presented.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the 26-27 HRTG grant agreement as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. 7.2, consider approval of grant request for CIS Public Safety Grant. Property and evidence. Let's see. 7.2, in your packet, you have an agenda briefing prepared by Lieutenant Rick Brown, Gilliam County Sheriff's Office. It summarizes what this is for, and also there's a grant submittal request form that also summarizes the same. The grant will be used to hire an independent examiner to inspect and audit the Gilliam County Sheriff's Office evidence room. This is a reimbursement grant. The CIS Public Safety Grant, Property and Evidence up to $5,000. Supports proper and safe handling of storage of property and evidence, including secure storage and evidence tracking system, facility improvements, and related equipment. Is there any discussion?
Wonder how long that takes before he knows if it's that.
I don't think he's even applied for it yet.
I know he hasn't applied for it. I'm just curious.
I think it's unlikely that Gilliam County will get the grant, but it's better to apply for it for next year when we apply. That's my discussion with him. Maybe.
Okay.
Okay,
I move to approve the grant request for CIS Public Safety Grant as presented.
I'll second.
it's been moved and seconded to approve the grant request for CIS Public Safety Grant as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. 7.3, consider approval of fiscal year 26 special projects grant extension request, Oregon Frontier Chamber of Commerce. Periodically, you're presented with grant extension requests, which are to be approved by the county court. This is regarding the information station in Arlington. They're requesting that it be extended to June 30th, 27. Do you have any comments?
Brittany Dark's online if you have any questions for her.
Okay.
I don't have any.
Do you have anything to add, Brittany?
Just that it's taken a little bit longer to get that big signage display painted, and that's really the biggest holdup. But we do have some lines on a couple new contractors and one scheduled to come out and look at it next week. So fingers crossed, we would really love an extension, pretty please.
All right. Do we have a motion?
I'll move to approve the extension request for Oregon Frontier Chamber of Commerce for the 26 special project grant to 6/30 of 2027.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to extend the request for Oregon Frontier Chamber of Commerce for fiscal year 26 special projects grant to extend to June 30th, 2027. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. All right. Now that we've completed the, I'll address item 7.4, and we had a timeline of projects and goals to complete for the county court. We wanted to get through the economic enhancement ordinance and make sure that we provided the focus we needed to that before we dug into the strategic plan. The current strategic plan runs through 2026. Well, we need to reevaluate that. And we are not discussing the strategic plan today. We're just discussing the process to revise it. And what I was hoping we could do is just agree upon, some work sessions. You know, potentially one for each month through December, to get it set. And it could be a 9 o'clock work session before county court, when we're in Condon, already. And just set it for the first meeting, and then also come with your ideas about what the current strategic plan says and what you believe are goals for completion of what we want to accomplish and focus upon, would include for our strategic plan. Other counties have examples. I've looked at Umatilla County has a very good strategic plan. It doesn't mean we have to adopt any other counties, but it's good to have another option to look at. There are others as well, including city strategic plans.
Well, I think, are we gonna, the broadband infrastructure, are we gonna be nearing the end of that? So,
So we've secured the funding. It is, you know, we would probably need to include that we want to see those types of projects through. We want to continue to support childcare, the things such as, what we want to include with housing support, the economy in general.
and also we've added the EMS fund, so we
Yeah.
probably should address that.
Right,
And
I agree. Do we want to talk about our focus on wildfire support? Just making sure that we maintain our focus on the things that we want to prioritize. You bring all your ideas, is a work session. Let's start in September, if that works for you. 9 o'clock in the morning for each county court meeting the first Wednesday. Does that work? And then we can get a few hours into it, do your own research and bring your ideas. Right?
Yeah, it's good.
And just schedule them out, and then if you don't need them, we can.
Right. If we don't need them, if we get through this and we can just get it done early. There's other things to consider as well, such as what are we going to be measuring our success based on, what outcomes, those types of things. We can get in the weeds on that as well. All right. Anything else you want to talk about, the strategic plan? Okay. Okay, 7.5, discuss road department right-of-way application. This is regarding further refining our current application. I'll let Commissioner Evans address this. We haven't arrived on one. We're still talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
I like part of Morrow counties. I like a little bit of the Sherman County one too. I have not had a chance to meet with Dewey either about it. I don't know what between Umatilla, Morrow, and Sherman. I don't know if you folks.
yeah, I looked at them. Some of them kind of don't pertain to us, but yeah.
But yeah, I would like to visit with Dewey, and I think we need a little more. Our current one, I don't think addresses everything. Yeah.
Well, I don't think that it has evolved with time.
Yeah.
It was a right-of-way agreement for a different time.
Right.
Now we're in this development realm.
Yeah.
And, we have a lot more activity.
And
We have a lot more people that are requesting right-of-ways and.
Yeah.
And I guess one of the big things too is I want to make sure that it gets to the court before we're just ready to make it, we're gonna approve it or deny it, so.
Right.
A little more
I wonder if,
information earlier.
wonder if it's maybe a 2-phase process where we're looking at the application, so we have time to ask some questions, and then maybe it's then the next meeting, which is only 2 weeks later, we can approve or deny.
Right. But anyway, I'll get with Dewey. That's on my list to meet with him and then
Do we want to agendize this for the first or second meeting in September to keep it going? Second, like a month out?
That would be better for me because we have the fair starting on the first.
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna have to out of there as soon as,
September 16th, how's that sound? At least,
yeah.
it doesn't mean we have to have it complete, but we could just keep it
Yeah,
moving.
we could put, yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah, cause I never got around to it, but I was gonna print them and then I was gonna sit there and mark what I thought was good on each of the different ones
Yeah,
and see how we can put them together to fit us.
Yeah,
And Dewey might be able to give you insight on what, really doesn't pertain to us or.
mm-hmm,
you might like just what we have.
right.
Well, I can guarantee that.
I have a comment from Jolie. She says, she didn't think you could hear her, but, she's waiting for some feedback. From the planner as well, and her question is, do we want to charge for the application form?
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah, I think that Laurel or utility.
Yeah.
I think she
Mhm.
does, but yeah,
yeah,
might be something, yeah.
right,
Yeah, she says Monroe County charges.
right.
Yeah.
Do you know how much they charge?
I don't remember what it was. There's commercial, anywhere from 50 to 125.
Okay.
That's that's what they call their application fee. It's the first line. They want money.
Well,
So,
we have a limited space. We want to make sure right of way is utilized for the right things.
Especially if we have to run it through the attorney.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I just like say the
right.
Cedar Springs is top of the list, but
Mhm.
we need to get this. Yeah,
Okay, so September 16th, we can work with what we have for example, to try to finalize something and have some potentially a recommendation at that time.
Yeah.
Or
I'll
work through-
promise I'll print them out.
Okay.
And go through 'em. I've looked at them briefly.
And then consider if we are going to charge a fee, what would be a reasonable fee? All right,
Would it be helpful, do you think, for Dewey if each of you let him know what you'd like, or let Jolie know, and then we could come up with a draft?
yeah,
application?
I've done that,
Oh, you
but
did?
I think I'll probably revisit it considering some of the things that we talked about today.
Cause then we could have a draft for you guys to look at in
Yeah,
September.
that's good. Great, good. Okay, 7.6, this is the added agenda item regarding a land use planning matter that has come before us rapidly. So we will allow our planning director, she's going to come in and address the matter with us. Michelle Colby, County Planning Director. Go ahead and address the court.
Thank you. Yeah, Michelle Colby, Planning Director. I just wanted to let the county court know that, there's a land use application, or we're in the process of an approval that's being appealed. It's been appealed once to the planning commission, and we're in the timeline of accepting appeals right now after the planning commission decision to come to the county court. I have already received notice from one individual that they intend to appeal. The deadline is today, and so knowing that, I would like to ask the county court to consider having a special meeting next week so that the county court can decide whether to hear the appeal or not to hear the appeal on this land use decision. And it wasn't a decision for a non-farm dwelling that was approved by the planning director on June 30th. And then we went through the timeline of appeals that got appealed to the planning commission. The planning commission upheld the planning director decision on August 5th. And now we're in that timeline again of an appeal period. So this is where we're at. And I don't, because the timeline expires today, I really don't want the county court to act prematurely in case we get something by the end of the day today. And so if we could act as soon as possible next week to make a decision, I'd appreciate that. if you wanted to act sooner than that, I could rush and try to get stuff done by Friday, but I think we're fine if the county court could find some time next week to have a special meeting so that we could address the matter.
Okay.
I don't have any problem next Wednesday.
Okay, is Wednesday a possibility?
Yes.
Okay, I can still make it work, but if we needed to do it sooner than Wednesday next week, but if Wednesday works.
Wednesday will work.
Okay, do we want to do this? What time works for everyone?
I'm good.
I'm good with whatever works around your schedule.
Okay,
Jen, I have a meeting at 11
okay,
on that day.
how about 9 in the morning?
Okay.
Okay, and it'll just be the.
Yep.
You know,
I will work with staff Anya to make sure we get whatever the meeting notice is appropriate.
Wednesday,
That's
reiterate this.
August 26th.
So this will be August 26th, 9 o'clock AM, Gilliam County Courthouse Courtroom. This will be a special meeting for the purpose of considering a land use
An appeal.
decision.
Yeah.
Okay,
Put it in
okay,
my phone.
all right, thank you.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Carol.
All right. Eight announcements and next meeting. Next meeting is September 2nd. That'll be fair. It's gonna be are you going to be,
I'm gonna
Good.
come, but
Okay.
I hope we're done by noon.
okay, yeah,
So, cause the stuff starts
Yes,
coming in at
right.
noon, so.
okay.
And if it's done sooner, that would be great.
We've done a pretty good job of, even with big agendas, of doing the best we can to stick to, while still getting our business done and giving full consideration for all of the agenda items, so. I think we'll be okay there. Is there any commissioner comments that they would like to make?
I'll just start. I got a little short one. The office, we moved from the temporary office that we had in my building up to the fairgrounds, and the office stuff is put together. We're still waiting on WindWave to come in and connect, and then I think Bradcom comes back next week, and
Yeah,
hopefully
we get it.
they were working there yesterday. So, but they have to wait for the connection from WindWave. I did talk to Jeff Schott and said, hey,
Mm-hmm.
we need to get this going. So, he was gonna call WindWave because he said that you signed
Mm-hmm.
the agreement,
Right,
yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
yeah. Okay,
So-
but WindWave has to go before Radcom can do their part. their
yeah,
portion.
because I think they have all this equipment and I know they got the equipment in there in the mechanical room for, the big equipment. I think they were maybe putting out the radio links. And so I think they were doing that yesterday. So now it'll just be a matter of them hooking it up.
So we're confident we're gonna be good for fair.
I hope so.
Okay.
Because I told Jeff, I said, are we gonna have to
Mm-hmm. Have a
move
plan
the
B.
Starlink or do something? And he said, no,
Okay.
we'll make sure it's up and going.
Okay.
So next week we're moving, the only thing we hadn't moved was the big printer and Bonds has to come and do that.
Mhm.
So they're scheduled next Wednesday to come and move that.
Okay.
So, but it looks good. So
Jeff did help a lot on this internet thing to try to get it
yeah,
going.
yeah, he did,
Yeah.
I think.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, good. Yeah, it looks good. It's exciting. I
Yeah.
mean, it really is gonna happen before fair.
Yeah.
I mean, that's great.
I know,
Mm-hmm.
because I had a hard time believing last spring that they would get it done, but they
Yeah.
assured us it was done. And
Mhm.
I think they were there yesterday fixing all the little things that we asked them to fix. So,
Mhm. Yeah.
yeah, it looks nice.
Mhm.
Looks really nice.
Good. And we, thinking about the county that had to move their fair.
Oh, yeah,
And they.
Wasco County.
Yeah, I think it's great that another county stepped up so the kids could have, could sell their animals, which I knew that would probably happen. It just was a matter of how, but so that's great.
I was kind of like, oh, that's COVID all over
Mhm.
again, except for
Yeah.
was a fire instead of COVID.
I think it came right down almost the fairgrounds, didn't it? Pretty close.
Mhm.
Yeah, probably all the smoke there too.
The 11th, EDP had a information meeting out here, attended that, so a lot of people, it was good. Korea meeting last Friday, a lot of talk about data centers again, and then something happened with the Zoom link. I don't know, they've been having problems, and I got back later on, but just some challenges still with the publicity with data centers, some, what is true, what's not. But it's ramping up, it seems like more. I met with John Nays, the TV
Nice.
co-op Nice,
Mhm.
this last Monday, visit with him. They said the board is not, they met, but nothing was really discussed about approaching the county or their plan, I guess. He had some concerns about the BEAD grant. If he was to do something, I suggested for him to reach out to Judge Patnode. It's
Mhm.
like, I don't
Yeah.
think that he was gonna affect it any.
Right.
Norcore tomorrow, hopefully that meeting we can get something scheduled for the board to start discussing the funding and challenges that we have again with Norcore, because here it is, it's fall, and we haven't met and discussed really about, some of our challenges, any ideas or going forward.
And it sounds like you're, being diligent about trying to get something going so that we don't up in a crisis.
I think the board, no, I mean, it's on their mind, it's just,
They just keep, and 3 years ago, this came up and they just kicked the can down the
yeah.
road
I know when
consistently.
we were doing the budget stuff, the thing was, we've got to have something, a plan in place by the end of this year,
Mm-hmm.
December anyway.
Mhm.
We can't just wait till get to the budget and go, okay, here we are. So anyway, I know it's on everybody's.
What are you gonna cut?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's, the staffing, everybody's doing an outstanding job, doing everything they can. It's just numbers, and it's tough numbers.
Mm-hmm.
But I know all the board, they're concerned about it, but we've just got to really make some time.
Mm-hmm.
And then, EDP has a open house tomorrow, 6 p.m. here. And the only other thing that I visited with Herb a little bit about, with the fire stuff and the water stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I just threw this idea out to him. There was some like old fuel tankers,
Oh,
that, and I'm just, like I say, putting ideas out there. I don't know if something like that could be used for the fire department or for the livestock that need water,
mm-hmm.
but I don't know if the county buys them, the road department, I don't know. But I think that's a possible
Yeah.
viable solution. You can pick these up for not very much, and they're mobile, but anyway,
Right.
just kicking ideas out there
Yeah.
and trying to help.
I think we should put on the agenda for the next meeting, just what we've learned and heard from the ideas that came out of the last meeting. I've received some, maybe feedback about the reimbursement that might not be a good idea, so that we tread carefully on that. Because we haven't made any decisions yet. It's just, there could be some potential liability if there's we just need to check that out and work on getting these meetings together. With the idea that potentially if Corey Michael is interested, or some of our current individuals who work in emergency management, emergency services, to help so that we're both developing a plan. All of the things that were discussed, how do we keep the momentum and keep it going? So I just think maybe we
Yeah.
have it on the agenda for further discussion, the things we can eliminate based on what we now know, or continue to work on, and let it be a fire services discussion to keep it going with support of the county. But make sure that it does happen.
Yeah, and I've been trying to catch up with Joe and Casey, but they've been at the
Working.
Grasshopper, they've been
Yeah,
employed
yeah.
for mutual aid or whatever, so.
Which, now that you bring that up, that kind of concerns me when we're still like 2 months with fire season left and our fire services coordinator is out of the county.
I don't know that 100%.
We let it,
Oh, okay,
fire services,
yeah,
he
okay,
asked,
okay.
Yeah.
we okayed it, he's paying his way, I mean, it pays a lot for him to be out there, so, kind of. I know.
And he could leave at
I
any
know.
point in
We're no
time.
fire.
He could leave if it ever.
Yeah,
ever
he can
be
leave,
any-
yeah.
Okay.
And he's home, I think.
Yeah.
We found out last night, and then Joe comes home, the Joe's around Hood, and he comes home Thursday, or could come home.
Yeah.
Cause they can only be on 2 weeks or 10 days.
We had one yesterday on Shelter Flat,
Yeah,
so, anyway,
And they had one on I-84 the other day. Did you?
yeah, they did, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we're
Anyway.
not through this fire season.
yeah,
Yeah,
so.
yeah, it's good discussion, it's great to have all the input. We want to hear what people have to say about it, but we want to make good decisions as well.
I would be interested too in what kind of criteria the SWCD would come up with
Mhm,
for people to apply
right,
to, and how that, because I just see us as maybe gap funding between the grants that they are able to
Mhm.
get. Not
Yeah.
necessarily like funding the whole thing, but
Mhm.
because I
Yeah.
think they have applied, but I think, well, just like when we did the collars, it was
Mhm.
like they applied, but we helped them out while they were waiting for
Right.
that money to come through, so.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw your email, but Herb Winters did provide a report.
Okay,
I think it was yesterday. And so I just didn't put it on the agenda because it was too quick, just, if there were a reimbursement program, what research he's done, it's a very good extensive report. Did he not send it to the other?
No, do you want me to forward it?
Yeah, go ahead and send that, yeah.
yeah,
And then
because
we
I
can
was
discuss
gonna
that
say I
for-
didn't see
I
it.
don't know if you had a chance to look at it, go through it much. Because the only question I had was, I remember him talking to me
I
about,
have it right here.
there's
There's a summary on the first page pretty easy.
what do you call, some of the reclamation on some of the dozer lines or something,
Mhm,
which.
right,
I
the
didn't know.
seating.
Yeah.
Mhm. And that,
No,
is he on the agenda for the next meeting to come give a report on yet, or is it?
So.
Okay. Yeah,
They have their annual report that they do. It's the Gilliam East John Day Water Council report. but
okay,
I think at least Nori and Kellen Wilkins will be there.
right.
I don't know if her will be there.
I do know that the seating is a major concern of the SWCD because there isn't stable funding. Fire after fire we have, and it would be good for them to have a stable funding source for that reseeding.
Yeah, because I think some of those fires burned so hot and for so long that it probably killed the grass.
Mhm.
well, and I thought, if we're talking about, there was some, like in a stubble or some summer ball field, or not, no till. A dozer line that had a big berm or something.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
on Shoals there was,
Yeah,
yeah,
Okay, yeah, so just keep,
because I got a
we gotta
complaint
keep it
about
moving
it.
forward.
okay,
And if we utilize Corey, it'll be a bit of a wait, or else maybe she can start helping us remotely to get things going.
When's she supposed to be back?
I think they
February.
said February, yes.
Which-
Yeah. Anything else?
yeah, no,
Did you have anything? to
No,
add? Okay. I just want to acknowledge, first of all, the accident that happened on Interstate 84 last week. And, thinking about the family of the local ODOT worker who was injured and the family of the individual whose life was lost, you know, happened in our county. There's a law to move over. And we just need to make sure, I think word of mouth and spreading that message is the best we can really do. That, you know, I think we have cell phones at issue. I'm not saying that's the case, but we do have distracted driving in various ways, which impact all of us. I think traffic safety is a matter of county concern and just wanted to acknowledge that.
Maybe ODOT needs to put signs out to remind drivers that they need to move over, because I witness it all the time where people do not move over. And that section right there, you have the guardrail, so there's very limited area for people to pull over, like him that had a flat tire.
Right. Yeah, and there's places on the freeway that aren't, like you say, you know, aren't as conducive to that, but you know, if you can't move over, you're supposed to reduce your speed and slow down, and get over as far as you can.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's tragic.
All right, today at 1 o'clock, there's the Eastern Oregon Housing Tour that starts at Alkali Ridge. It is, there's going to be legislators there, representation from the governor's office, the Port of Arlington is going to be there to explain their project. And then I also asked him. Let's see. I asked the city of Condon, the Port of Arlington, as well as the Pioneer CDC to put together a few documents that we can hand out. You know, the housing tour is not to talk about just the good we've done. We want legislators to see what our challenges are and, you know, what we've tried to do for housing, but also what we need. And if we need any legislative change to allow for more opportunity. So that's the purpose of it. It's going to start here and it's going to move up I-84 and it's going to go to Stanfield, Pendleton. I'm going to do that and then come home because I want to go to the EDP meeting, and then it's going to continue on to Union County and Wallowa County. So there's some interest in potentially pushing forth the legislation to allow for 50 acres of EFU ground to be used for housing. There may be some momentum there, but we just wanted to, you know, when we were asked, I know that Angie Sullivan from Landwise, who's helping the port, was a big part of this as well. And Senator Nash contacted her, and then we started to get on some calls with all of the counties involved to try to get this set up. So we have a document, it explains the PCDC's program. It shows how Alkali Ridge happened, and then the grade school project and also the ball field. So there's something we can hand to them.
Yeah.
So that's good, positive. Let's see, Eastern Oregon Housing Tour, went on a tour of the 911 towers a couple weeks ago and went to Sherman County and Gilliam County, and we need to keep the weeds down at our sites because the fire burned right up to the air base. I mean, the dozer line is right around our 911 system, and we need that taken care of each and every year, whether we sterilize it or we just need to make sure that that's taken care of. There's a new 911 director at Frontier 911. And he had his first meeting, that was last week. The county judges and sheriffs are part of those 911 meetings and make up the board. And also the EDP meeting is, tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, is it here?
Yeah.
And that is a
Public information.
So that will be, I've seen some things online, and I think it's very important that we operate based on facts, ask questions where they need to be asked, and talk about what it does truly mean when development wants to locate here and how we balance the benefits and the impact to our environment and our population. That's what I have. Oh, we have a tax foreclosed property sale on the 26th.
It's Wednesday at 5.
Next Wednesday at 5 o'clock on the courthouse steps. That is the Lancaster property. So. The minimum bid on that, do you remember?
47,000 something,
Okay.
just under 48,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Did you get a visit about somebody about the shed?
Uh-huh. Right. And just to let everyone know publicly, we contacted legal counsel about it because this was a building that was on the tax rolls and it came with the property when it was deeded to Gilliam County. We are unable to remove that and the sale has to go through
Yeah.
as is.
That.
And so we did check that out.
Okay.
It has gone on since 2021, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
In good news, I don't know if you guys read the article that they're giving a whole bunch of money. Merkley and Wyden got money for the mills and stuff. So the mill at John Day and at Prairie City are gonna open back up.
we
Which
heard
is
that.
good news.
That's great news, yes.
Yeah.
Mhm. Right.
So the cogen plant will open back up. So
Mhm.
one of our neighboring counties will, that
Mhm.
will, I mean, it's really sad when you have all that timber that burned and then it just sits there because the
Right.
mill's closed. So.
Right. Well, and it's, when we go to county college and other AOC events where you're talking to your neighboring counties, it's really hard because there's such an imbalance between prosperity and really suffering with some of the counties that they, that's why we gotta balance this growth we have, but also be careful. Because we could be them.
Yeah.
If it weren't for waste management, if it weren't for the development we have, that we would not be able to do what we've done. I just hope that people understand that.
Pretty fortunate.
Mhm.
Yeah. Especially when you look at our neighbor to the south, Wheeler County.
Yes. Mhm. Right. Yeah. Okay, is there any further business? Okay, no further business. The meeting is adjourned and we will have a special meeting next week. It will be Wednesday, the 26th at 9 o'clock a.m. Okay, Gilliam County Courthouse. Thank you.